Hey everyone, it's Kevin Brady from the Communications Committee with a special edition of the Engage podcast. Today we've turned the microphones over to you, the Delta pilot flying the line. We went out to the busy halls of Terminal B in Atlanta and asked, what one question do you have for your MEC? This question's from Steve, an Atlanta 320 pilot, who has questions about what is considered a reroute.
And my question is, if I get switched from a deadhead to operating that flight at the end of a rotation, does that constitute a deadhead? It being the same exact flight number, just going from deadheading to operating.
And now for an answer to Steve's question, Ryan Harvey from the Scheduling Committee.
Hey, Steve, thanks for the question. In this case, much like any other things in our contract, it depends. Did the change take place prior to the airborne departure of the first leg of the rotation? If not, normal reroute pay rules apply. If yes, then you've got to decide if there's an IROP on the rotation. If there's an IROP, like sickness, fatigue, equipment sub, 23K recovery rules apply, and there would not be reroute pay. If there's no IROP, it's just a rotation change that results in pay treatment in accordance with the MOU. In this case, operate to deadhead would be 50% additional pay.
So in order to get paid correctly, Steve should reach out to...
Steve has a couple of options. One, he can start off reaching out to crew scheduling over the phone if he wants to do that, or submit a crew assist pay inquiry. Now there's a new option within crew assist that if you don't get the answer you want, you can reattack it and get a second look at that. After you get those responses, and if it's not the way that you want to see it, then you want to submit an STS to the scheduling committee.
And our next question is from Dave, a 7-3 pilot in Detroit, who has questions about our upcoming PWA talks.
So this is Dave, 7-3 in Detroit. I would like to know if we're going to do anything in the next negotiations about losing a short call credit when we get assigned a rotation from short call.
Here from the negotiating committee to answer him is Ben Wallander.
Hey, Dave, thanks for the question. On the negotiating committee, we frequently get questions like this, asking if we're going to make a particular change in the next contract. It's really hard to say since we don't negotiate in public, and during negotiations, things change all the time. It is, however, important to know that the negotiating committee doesn't know yet what we're going to pursue in the next contract. Your feedback and all pilots' feedback to their reps via calls, resolutions, and most importantly, the contract survey tells your reps what to direct the negotiating committee to go after in the next round of negotiations. So while I can't directly answer your question about short call credit, I can tell you that you should listen in the contract survey and get your friends to do it as well. Your reps can then see how important it is to you and then direct us on the negotiating committee to go after it in the next round.
Chuck, an Atlanta 320 captain, has a question about the NQDCP, the Non-Qualified Deferred Compensation Plan.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity to speak. My question is on the non-qualified deferred compensation plan, a new topic out there that sounds like a great vehicle for pilots to manage their taxes, and that up to the last 10 years of flying. The concern is that the money in that plan is not protected. If the company did go into default or bankruptcy, it could be subject to creditors getting access to it. So how concerned should us pilots be about taking the risk of putting that money there and potentially losing it?
And now from the Retirement Insurance Committee, Tampa Bay John with an answer.
Thanks, Chuck, for the question. My name is John Doherty. I'm the vice chair of the R&I committee. You are right. The non-qualified deferred comp plan, the non-qualified part means those funds could be at risk during a bankruptcy event. The funds will be kept in a rabbi trust, so that means that those funds cannot be used by Delta for the day-to-day operation of Delta Airlines. But in the event of a bankruptcy, those funds could be subject to creditors' claims. It's best to talk over with a financial advisor and see if this plan works for you. We do anticipate more education materials coming out late next month from the company, and then we also plan on doing another in-depth podcast at before open enrollment.
New father and Atlanta 737 pilot David has a question on parental and bonding leave.
I'm just looking for tips on how to maximize my parental and bonding leave, especially as someone who's pretty junior in my seat.
Now here's Muriel from our Pilot Family Matters Committee with an answer.
Hi, this is Muriel with the Pilot Family Matters Committee. First off, thank you for the great question. And we do not recommend using your parental leave over the birth of your child. If the baby is born late, pilot leaves will manually shift the parental leave window, and your trips are not pay protected if they fall outside of the window. We recommend using the parental leave after the baby is born keeping in mind the holiday restrictions listed in Section 13 of the PWA. As far as bonding goes, you must use some or all of your FMLA if you are eligible prior to using bonding leave. After you use the FMLA, you can use up to 12 months of unpaid leave. You will keep your flight benefits and your active insurance premiums while you are on bonding leave. As far as being junior and using your parental leave, we suggest you send us a DART and have one of our mentors work with you on a specific strategy. Your bonding leave won't be affected by your seniority. That was a lot of information to give you, so if you have any additional questions, please send us a DART or visit our Pilot Family Matters website.
Many thanks to the pilots for their questions, thanks to the committee volunteers for their answers, and most of all, thanks to you for listening and staying engaged.
You're listening to Engage, the podcast for Delta pilots. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast platform, and receive notifications when a new episode is available.